Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montes and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to another YouTube channel everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again, and in today's video we're going to be doing a very interesting list. Today we are doing a celebration of cinema review for Descendants 1 and 2. I'm doing it both because I actually love both of these films very much, and technically the anniversary is for Descendants, but I don't really care. Let's go ahead and get started talking about the first two Descendants films. So, I think that the story for this movie is actually really clever, as you take the events of Beauty and the Beast when Belle and Beast got married. After the events of they defeat Gaston, the Beast gets turned back into a man. Instead of a honeymoon, they bring all their friends and all the iconic Disney heroes and princesses, and basically create a kingdom called Oradon. And those famous people have kids, and they retire magic and all that stuff, while they also bring back the villains and all the very interesting and bad people and banish them to the Isle. And to me, at first you're thinking, like, why would they just bring back the villains just to put them in the Isle? It is kind of a weird thing, because it's like most of all these villains just got defeated, got killed. Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent literally got stabbed in the heart. Jafar got trapped in a bottle. Like, what happened with all that? Like, it's a little bit of a stupid plotline, but I'll give it away. And that's the first plotline of the first Descendants, as you know, you have Belle and Beast have a son, and he has this idea that the kids of the Isle that are raised from these villains, they deserve a second chance. The villains had their chance. Now the kids need to make theirs, and maybe they can have a better life and live in Oradon with everyone else. And it's an interesting story to tell. And so, you know, you bring in all these other characters we could talk about in a minute, and then you also get, and once you get into Descendants 2, you start to realize, like, Evie, Carlos, and Jay, like, all of them are liking it. Mal's not necessarily liking it, and then when you introduce Uma, you start to realize, like, Ben kind of forgot about doing others. Which I guess you could say I kind of liked how they did that in Descendants 3, how they kind of paid that plot line off, and they even, like, teased it towards the end of the film. So I think the story of these two films are really great. And I think the characters in this movie are absolutely fantastic. Of course, you got our main four VKs with Dove Cameron, who plays Mal, the daughter of Maleficent. Sophia Carson, who plays Evie, the daughter of the Evil Queen. You got Boo Boo Stewart, who plays Jay, the son of Jafar. And then, of course, you have Cameron Boyce, the son of Cruella de Vil. And R.I.P. Cameron Boyce. But what's interesting about all these kids is that, you know, they're such interesting characters, you know, because they were raised in this very dark place, that were just raised to do bad things. And especially when you get to that scene when they're building the make love cookies, not make love, the fall in love cookies, and Lonnie is like saying, didn't your parents ever make you, like, chocolate chip cookies, make you smile, make you laugh, do happiness for you? Like, didn't your parents love you? And you get to this realization that their parents didn't really love them like that. That they didn't really love them. And it's kind of heartbreaking stuff that they're now entering a world that they're not really used to, because they're just so used to doing you know, bad, tricky stuff all the time. But they realize that this change is kind of good for them. Like, and what's interesting is it kind of resolves into all the character arcs of all the characters. You get Mal, who, well, actually, you get Carlos, who was first afraid of dogs because of his mom, but he learns to like dogs and rub his tummy to make him happy. You get Jay, who his big strength is hurting people, so he gets to join in the games. Evie, she tries to play dumb to get a guy, but she realizes she's really smart. And then Mal, she realizes she doesn't want to be bad. But at the same time, and she wants to go to school and be with Ben. So it's like, the character arcs in this movie are really great. Of course, you also gotta talk about the villains in here. They all play, like, cheesy pop versions of these characters. I absolutely love them. I think the best one is probably Maleficent, just because they really did awesome with her. Even all the other characters, Ben, he's very a noble leader, and then, of course, Audrey, who is the daughter of Sleeping Beauty. I love how some of the kids of these characters are kind of like twists of what these characters would have been. That Chad isn't really a great representation of what Prince Charming is, and he's not very princely. Not all there. You also got, like, the son of Dopey's son. It's like a lot of interesting characters in the film. And then even when you get into Descendants 2, you get all the interesting story, like Carlos, Jay, and Evie. They are liking the stuff that they're doing. And even Carlos develops a crush for Jane, and she gets her, and he gets her. But you get Mal, who is not really liking the stuff in Oregon, that she's not really liking being this girl of the court, and she's just not really liking it. She doesn't really know who she is, if she's really being honest. And then even when you get into the villains with Uma and daughter of Ursula, Gail's son of Gaston, Harry Hook, all of them have amazing performances, and they're also beautiful singers, which we'll talk about in the next part. And honestly, the music and dance numbers are so good in this movie, in these movies. All the dance number, like, obviously it's Disney Channel film, so what do you really expect? But the singing, and there's a lot of song bangers in here. I think the dancing scenes are great, and I think Descendants 2 kind of improves on that, especially since you brought in Uma, who is China Anna McClain, who is a brilliant singer. The songs are bangers. The dance numbers are absolutely fantastic. The lyrics in the songs mean so much to our characters. It's very powerful stuff. Overall, and honestly, it's the pinnacle of what Disney Channel is, so I personally loved it. So, happy 8-year anniversary, Descendants, and I as well as Descendants 2, well, actually 6 years, because it was made in 2017. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.